What's going on, guys, and welcome to our first discussion talk here at Vince the Hobby Hunter. Like I promised you, I have a very special guest today, my buddy Rocco, also known as the Soccer Autograph King. You can think of the player, he will have it. A little bit of a background story. I have known Rocco now for about, I would say, a solid 11 years, Rocco.
Yeah, let's say 11.
Yeah, so the story goes, we met at a soccer store where I was talking how Inter is my favorite team, and I had an autograph, or I had met Zlatan Ibrahimovic, which I can tell you now, 11 years later, I never met Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So that is it. So let's go.
The truth already came out.
The truth is out. It's out there, guys. I'm sorry, that's the one lie. That's the one lie I'll ever tell on the channel. It's that one right there. But yeah, so his collection, as you can see a little bit in his background, it goes from everything from soccer to wrestling to hockey, with Wayne Gretzky being his favorite player. But we're going to focus more on soccer, the world's game, right? So I got a couple of questions I'm going to ask you, and we're ready to go? Let's go.
Ready to go, Vince. I'm happy to be on this channel.
Thank you so much. Hopefully it grows. We'll have more of these discussions for sure.
No problem.
All right, so how did you get started? How did you get your start in collecting autographs? What made you go to that feeling?
Well, that's a good question. But you know what? As a collector, you need to know the answer. Well, it started all back in, let's say, early 90s. With,
wow.
One of my, early 90s. That's a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
A good friend of mine, you even know, named Frank.
Frank also, YYZ Reviews. Subscribe to his channel. I'll link it below. A good friend of the show as well. He'll be on there eventually. But yeah, let's hear it. How did you get started?
Well, back in the 90s, we used to go to Maple Leaf Gardens and try to chase all the players to get autographs from the leagues.
For those younger viewers, Maple Leaf Gardens was what then they moved to the ACC and then became the Scotiabank Arena for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yes, we used to go there, try to chase Doug Gilmour, Dave Anderchuk, because I guess that back then that was one of his favorite players. Was Anderchuk, was Frank favorite player. We used to chase for Wendell Clark, all these guys. So we used to go there, try to chase them. We were young. We were young guns trying to go to chase. There used to be Kodak moments that you were allowed to walk into the ice, take pictures with the guys, take autographs. So
wow.
It all started back then. Yeah.
How it's changed now, eh?
It changed.
But from there, you just loved it and started collecting.
From there, that's it.
Okay, but eventually, between after you started with hockey, what made you start collecting soccer? Because, you know, in North America, the MLS just recently came here, right? With the addition of TFC, Montreal, and Vancouver, and eventually I'm hearing more names. So what made you focus right at a young age onto soccer autograph collecting? What made it different from hockey and everything else?
Well, Vince, I got to answer again. I was with YYZFRANK.
Oh, the best.
The best. The guy. He came with me, Parma back then in the 90s, early 90s, 94.
Which they had a really good team.
Yeah, early 90s. Parma ended up coming to Toronto.
Oh, wow.
We were
I didn't know that.
Our dads brought us up, actually, Frank's dad, to be quite honestly, he brought us up to Alliston. And so back then there was Buffon, he was 17 years old. There was Inzaghi there, which he was still a young gun. Was Stoichkov, that just, I think he just won the Golden Boot in the 1994 World Cup. There was Brolin, there was Gianfranco Zola. So just
getting goosebumps just hearing these names.
We're just right on field side with them, just started. That's it. From there on, everything. It was amazing. We started collecting. Me personally, even Frank, but I guess Frank after kind of
went the route of Nutella. He went the route of Nutella.
He went, yes.
There you go. The best way to say it.
He loves Nutella. Okay. But from there, then I had, honestly, I was lucky to meet teams like Liverpool came in the early 2000, Roma, Inter, which
The best. Oh,
Inter.
I know. I've seen your
That's my
collection
favorite
of
team.
Inter. It's quite something to be
Yes,
jealous
that's
about.
so
And that's
meeting all
it.
these players, and you know what, Vince, meeting them is one thing, but when you get them and you make them sign an autograph, that's the best feeling in the
Yeah, and
world.
that's the one thing I would tell people is honestly, yeah, it's great to take a picture with someone, but when you see that Sharpie or that pen on something, it means so much more, I think,
A
personally,
hundred
anyways.
percent, a
Because
hundred percent.
I used to go down the lake shore to watch the Leafs practice, and the players would come out. Yeah, it's good to get a picture, but when they would actually sign something, it felt so much more rewarding. It felt better than my 4 years of high school. Let's just put it out there. Huh.
100%, 100%. But like having those teams here in Canada and me going chasing for autographs, that got me going on more and more and more.
Yeah, and that's what brings me to my next question, actually. So back early 90s, you did have big name players. Like obviously the biggest one we could all think is Diego Armando Maradona, Argentinian icon, one of the best players to ever play. But here's the thing. Early 90s, once again, talking about a market in selling autographs wasn't really that big of a thing, right? But now you see this market evolve just because of the named players like Messi, Ronaldo. So what have you noticed as a pro collector? What have you noticed the market change, the value of things, how they've skyrocketed crazy? Because I remember how much could you probably get a Maradona back in the day for, and how much did you pay for one of yours?
Back in the days, if you would have met Maradona, it's like you would have met God,
Yeah,
let's say,
pretty
right?
much.
Like
The God, yeah.
that was God. So there was a lot of people. Like I tell you right now, like back now, you probably think, Rock, you're crazy. No. So the first time, I never met Maradona personally myself, right? But back in the days, I used to coach soccer in Brampton Chinguzi, which Lalo Maradona, right? His son, I
Yep.
coached him for a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
So Maradona's,
Wow.
yes.
It's crazy.
Yes. And you know what? He actually, I never saw Maradona myself. I would love to meet him myself because he's one of a kind, right? But meeting his brother and seeing the stuff that his brother had, I wish I could have right now, to tell you the truth. Right now, I could have retired.
I could imagine.
Like, you know what I mean? That little, yeah. So, but whatever. What's the price difference? No, well, let me tell you something, Vince. Big names, right? The price never goes down.
Yeah,
The price goes up.
that's one
So
thing
you have
about
your
collecting,
Maradona,
right? If you can get your hands on big name players in soccer anyways, you hold on to them because they're only going to go up in value.
Yes, the Ronaldo, the Messi, the Maradonas, the Pelé, the Lothar Matthäus back then in Germany, he was a good player.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that, yes, stuff like that. Baggio, Del Piero, Buffon. Even Buffon right now, you can get something for a decent price, but in 20 years from now, he will be worth something.
For sure.
Way more, right? So you know what I mean? Retired players,
Because
they're
it
hard to
becomes
get autographs.
it becomes quantity and demand at that point,
Yes.
right? Exactly.
Right.
So you say the market has definitely skyrocketed from the early 90s to what it is now, right? Because I go on eBay
100%.
now, some of these prices that I see for Messi and Ronaldo, our generational great players, are just through the roof. Even tops,
Yes.
I wouldn't say too much tops, but like Don Russ, when they release the Champions League cards that we used to buy at the card shop that we go to a
Yes.
card shop together. You see, like, if you get one of the big names, you're set. That box is paid off in gold weight, right? So, so here's my next question. You obviously have a great knowledge about this, and like I said, I'm just starting out. Do you see the soccer market, now that it's growing in North America, ever being comparable to like the NFL collectors and the NHL card collectors and the autograph collectors and the MLB collectors? Or do you think just soccer will just be a thing like you got to really just love it to collect it kind of deal? Or do you see it comparing, like having like websites just selling it like you see on Tops and stuff like that?
Well, Vince, you got that thing that on like exactly what you said. MLS, because it just came to Canada, let's say, in
But
the
big name
States and
players are
everything.
transitioning their end of career there. So right then and there, it's like, okay, if the MLS can bring these players, that means there's going to be a lot more fans of the world's game. And that means those autographs are either going to skyrocket in price or just start to mellow out, right? Because Bo Bichette, let's use
100%.
Bo Bichette for an example. His rookie card, I packed it yesterday. I was shocked to see that it was about $4. But because there's such a high demand and so many quantities of it, soccer right now, you pack one Messi card, you paid your mortgage for the month. So do you see it? Do you ever see it mellowing out like the MLB market and the NFL market?
Well, let me tell you, honestly, I think soccer collection will never be big as football, baseball, and hockey in North America because
Sure.
that's their number one sports. Let's put the cards on the table. In Europe, soccer is God.
Trumps. Yeah.
Soccer's their sport, soccer's their religion, soccer's everything. So there, it's always high because it's high in demand. And it goes the other way around here too. Like there's people that, I don't know, like a Crosby picture, signed by Crosby. An 8x10 on a frame, you can get it for $450, something like that. I'm
Yeah.
giving an example, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But you know what I mean? But then you got your soccer one because it's not high on demand here, right? But if it's a good player, it's gonna go for a lot. If it's something that he's not a good player, right? It's not gonna go for a good amount of money. But it will never. I think, me personally, from my experience, it will never reach to compare like MLB, NFL,
Yeah.
all that stuff because we're in North America.
And there's more buyers in the soccer market worldwide, right? So that's why with the exchanging and of money and stuff, you lose value. I completely understand. So you know what? We talked about money a little too much here, and we're not all about that. We like to show off some stuff. But before that, I gotta ask you one question I've always wondered to ask you. What is your prize? What is your prized possession autograph? Because as an amateur collector, I can tell you my best autograph in my collection right now is a Toronto Maple Leafs Jonathan Toews autographed jersey, and inside the frame, a picture also autographed, and it's roughly about $1,100, right? Because he's now the captain of the Maple Leafs. So I gotta ask you, Mr. Rocco, what is your prized golden possession?
That's a good. Okay, Vince. You know, I know a lot of people. I
Of
got
course.
few friends
Oh,
that
believe me,
that
I
play
do.
soccer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. You know that I have few friends that play soccer. Actually, who plays in Serie A, who plays in Serie B, whatever. So I got a couple of things that they're worth something. Like one thing that it's priceless for me, just for me, I'm talking about. I'm not saying it's a game worn Inter jersey, right? That one with the white with the snake was handed by a player. That's for me, it's priceless.
Wow.
But I got things like I can start showing you.
Yeah,
some
I'd
stuff.
love to see some stuff.
I'll show
Let's
you
get
just
the
a
people
little-
seeing what I mean when I say you're a pro collector.
Like, yeah, I'll show you a few little things because then I want to make
Of
eventually
course.
another thing with you with the game war and stuff.
Yes.
Because I got a lot of game
Well,
war
that's
and
the
stuff.
thing. One, you'll be back for sure, and we'll talk about what it means to have game-used memorabilia. That'll be if you guys want that, leave some comments and like this video for sure. So let's see some stuff. Let's see it. Let's see.
I'll show you some stuff. Like something like this, you see, it's probably from a lot of people, right?
Wow.
They like 'em, they don't
Yeah,
like 'em.
I saw
Okay,
the
so-
name though. Like that's a really respectable player in Italy, just because I believe he was the one that beat a tumor or something, and then he went back to play that same year.
Yeah,
That's him, Antonio Mirante. Yes.
Thing. So these are game used. Like if you
Yeah.
see
Wow.
game used, that's his gloves. Okay, so that's something that I like and I put it and
Yeah.
I keep it. Because I tell you one thing, collecting these stuff in the morning, and even my wife says, "What are you doing in the morning before I go to work?" I come in the room, I look at it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good, right?
For sure.
Another thing are these. Probably these don't mean nothing to a lot of people. To me, they mean a lot.
That
So
right
if
there
you
means a
see-
lot to me because he was a prodigy of the Inter Academy.
Yeah, I'm a very good friends of him, right? So
I've seen
if
him
you
actually
see-
message him when we hang out. Like I've actually heard his voice notes. It's just insane to think still. Like I'm
right?
not.
So something like
Yeah.
I'll give you a good background on this quick. You see, that's Francesco Bardi. Like right now, he's with Frosinone. He's the starter. He used to be, like you said, on Inter.
Yeah.
But okay, he signed them, right? They're used. But if you go back, these are the gloves, okay, that he stopped Mario Balotelli first penalty. So if you go back, so they mean a lot to me.
I'm going to try to find a picture and put it in the video just because I want people to actually process that. Those are the gloves. Because that year, I remember Balotelli wasn't missing penalty shots. This is before all the craziness happened with him. I think he was with Milan, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
He was with Milan.
Yes.
And he was like making every penalty. And then this goalie for, I believe, Frosinone at the time, or he must have played for another team. Chievo. He was on Chievo, stopped them. Boom. That I remember that day very well, and that's insane that you have those gloves. That is crazy.
They mean a lot. Then there you go.
Yep, I believe anyone that knows soccer should know that name right there because that is probably a generational goalie, and they're signed. Oh, hey, even better. That's just crazy.
So something like that. Another thing that I really like, Vince.
Yeah, no problem. The floor is yours, man.
There you go. This is a game worn. Just to give you something,
Yep.
this is game worn. There you go, Captain. This, if you see.
Captaincy.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
I see it.
right here.
Oh, okay. Who is that now?
Okay.
Adidas. I believe that's the
That's
same.
my old
There he is.
friend.
Yep. Gianluigi Buffon. Just because of the team he plays for, I can't respect it. But as a goalie myself, that is like our higher power. That's crazy.
I'll show you quick few
Yeah, no
little
worries.
things just going on.
Yeah.
So right.
This is inspiring me more to collect. So this is great. There he is, Gianluigi Buffon kissing the World Cup. One of the most iconic moments in Italian history.
There's the guy you were waiting for.
That is, okay, a little bit lower just so I can get that glare out of the picture. Okay,
Sorry.
guys, right there is Diego, and there am I, right there beside him. That's great. That is Diego Armando Maradona's autograph. That right there probably chases north of the $500-600. It's just so crazy how, like, you have it in your possession. Like, we're talking about a player that changed the sport, and you have his handprint autograph on a picture. It's just crazy. I'm getting goosebumps, guys. It's nuts to see. Let's see who's next. That would have been great. Yeah. Good luck.
That would have been crazy. Another guy that this is all. And you see, he's right here. He's with Napoli.
The captain of the 2006 World Cup win for Italy. As an Italian, guys, that right there is like having your father's signature, because that man just made me cry that game. The finals against France. Oh, that's another conversation for another day. And okay, so we're talking about generational players. Not to give away your age, but you were not born when he was playing still, correct? You were a little too young. So for the younger fans, that is Pele. That is the greatest player, in my opinion, of all time, just because he won 3 World Cups. He won a World Cup at 18 years old, which he scored, I think, 3 or 4 goals in that World Cup, just off the top of my head. And you have his autograph. This is one of the most sought out autographs in the soccer industry, just because I know he signs a lot because he's a gentleman of a human, but just to say you own, and I know you own a lot more, and one day we'll do a tour of the Rocco autograph collection, but that right there is like, and there's another one. Wow. Okay, so not 1, but 2 autographs of the greatest player of all time. And I know there's more, so let's just, All right, here we go, another one. And now we're talking about our generation players. Cristiano Ronaldo, there's not a person in the world that doesn't know that name, I believe. And it's just so crazy that you have his autograph. And I won't spoil it. It'll be in another episode. I know for a fact you have something very unique of his.
Two
of them.
things.
Two of them. But that will be for another episode. I wanna let you go with just one question.
I just want to show you a few more things, a few more autographs, quick.
Please,
A few things
please.
so people
Yeah.
What?
No problem.
Well, this probably to you and to me, to Frank, to
Yeah.
a lot of Inter fans, this means something.
The world,
This
yeah.
is an Inter ball, right?
Wow.
This is an Inter ball, and it's signed by the 2010 guys.
And that's what I mean by autograph collecting. That is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love cracking packs just as much as the next person. But that right there is like priceless just to look at. Just because I know that year, it was so magical for the fans. And
it was,
wow.
to me, that era of players there was the best players. Even not just on Inter and all the teams, Vince. Like, you know what I mean?
That's crazy. And you know what? Eventually we'll have you on an episode just because I know you're a big wrestling guy like I am. And I know that your wrestling collection is insane as well.
Before I get out, I'll show you one or two wrestling picture. I'm almost done. Just to show you
Yeah,
a
no
few
problem,
things.
man. No problem.
One guy that I was talking about, there he is there. I don't know, Lothar Matthäus.
Lothar Matthäus, the first ever player to actually win the Golden Ball, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes.
Player of the year of that season. There is the first ever player, and there he is all wearing our colors, and you have his autograph. Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Then there's another one here that you will love. Right?
Oh, boy. Okay, so this one hurts a little bit. One of them hurts a little bit just because who knows World Cup history, knows the famous Baggio miss. Lift it up a little because that glare. There you go. Perfect. So that is Roberto Baggio and Alessandro Del Piero, two iconic Italian players. You can't go around to a Juventus fan and not respect Del Piero because they will actually hurt you in many ways.
I respect them both.
I do. Don't get me wrong. Baggio's one of my favorite players of all time. And there he is, the GOAT, the Argentinian hero. If he could just pull off a World Cup, everything that you own of him would skyrocket. But that is Lionel Messi, one of the greatest players of all time. Eventually, I want to have a discussion of the rumor mill of him leaving for our favorite team, but that's another episode. That's another episode. That's crazy.
Just
Lionel Messi.
And then, honestly, I will let you go just to show
Yeah,
you.
no worries.
There's one guy.
Before Messi, before Ronaldo, sorry, that was the man for Portugal. He was a little bit controversial at the beginning of his career with Barcelona going to Real Madrid, which is the ultimate slap in the face to the Camp Nou faithful. But to me, one of the greatest players to ever play, hands down, Luis Figo, and that's just like making me super happy. And the fact that he also played for our favorite team makes it just more special. So.
Yeah, I still like him.
Crazy.
He's an incredible player.
But I could sit here all day and look. He's just pulling him out for fun. There's another Cristiano Ronaldo autograph. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
This I wanted to show you this because you were talking about him before. Well, there he is on Juve.
Oh, there he is, right there, Roberto Baggio. The autograph is there, nicely, beautiful. And all your stuff is PSA, but all original, authenticated, and everything, right?
If you ever want to get into that topic one day.
Yeah, we definitely have to have that discussion soon enough because that's the thing. There's so many
collectors. I can tell you some stuff that it is crazy, but.
But there's just so many fakes out there, right? But that's what it means to have an authentic certificate, right? I know who that is exactly. That's one of the greatest players to ever play soccer. But anyways, crazy. It's just crazy.
The last one.
No worries.
Because you said about hockey.
Yeah.
Two more. This one and another one, and then
no problem. Okay, no problem.
This is one of the greatest. I have
Wayne,
his jersey,
I take my hat off to the great one. Wayne Gretzky.
Actually, I think when I bought this, I was with you, actually.
Yep, we were at the card show in Toronto. Let's just leave it there. Let's just leave it there because that was a very weird day with a lot of weird people. Hopefully, the COVID thing will not cancel September's adventure for us to go again and try to get a lot of autographs from Framework.
Right, and there's a one that you will probably love. You said for wrestling. For me, this is one of my good pieces that I will love.
The Ultimate Warrior and I believe the Macho Man Randy Savage, both wrestlers passed away. And that's what I want to touch on with you again. We'll have you back for sure. What does it mean to have a deceased famous wrestler or player's autograph? It's just so much more special knowing. I know the tragedy that hit at the beginning of this year, of this horrible year, with the death of Kobe Bryant, hit a lot of people. And I know for a fact you actually have a Kobe Bryant autographed jersey. And it's just like, it's amazing just to know that you have that in your collection. And that will be so rare for basketball fans and just fans in the world in general, because Kobe was an icon. It wasn't a player. It was a religion, right? So that's good. We'll talk about that eventually as well. One last question, then I'll let you go. This is the longest video I've ever put on YouTube, by the way, and I love it. As an amateur collector, anybody starting out a collection of autographs or cards, what's the best advice you can give them?
Honestly, Vince, they can do a lot of things. A lot of things can be done. By saying that, you're asking me this question. An autograph is an autograph. You could have it on a shirt. You could have it on a photo. You could have it on a number of a jersey or on the exact jersey. An autograph is an autograph. Don't worry about it. The best autographs is those ones that you get yourself.
Of course. You gotta. That's the thing. You gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah, right? There's a lot of.
Because I know for a fact our good friend Frank, once again, Frank, YYZ Reviews, I'll tag him in this video, told me that you were actually the master of pinpointing which hotel they were at when they were in Toronto. But that's the thing, what I mean about collectors.
I used to call them in their room, going down there. They used to talk to me.
That is nuts.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Like, you know what I mean? And I tell you one thing, I'm a big Inter fan, and I hope people don't mind that, but that's my team. I love that team to death. Me, whenever a team comes, okay, and this is what the advice I'm gonna give to that question that you just asked me. Whenever a team comes, even if it's not your team, you have to be one of their biggest fan. Soon you're one of their biggest fan. They respect you more. You got to do a bit of research. You know who they are, what they do, what they don't do. One question that you ask them, and that question is going to get you far. I'm telling you right now. Like me, I tell Frank, I said, I want this guy's game-worn jersey. I know what to say to the guy at the end of the night that got his game-worn jersey. So that's advice I'm giving you. An autograph is an autograph. The best ones is those ones that you get yourself. Because me, I tell you right now, one of autographs that I still have, and I need to find it, I want to show you if I find it. I'm not going to promise you. It's Doug Gilmour, okay? He was going towards Montreal, okay? And I met him in the washroom.
Oh, my God.
So I got a Kleenex from the washroom, okay? And I made him signed.
That is crazy. Oh my life!
Just because the hassle I went through to get.
Yeah, it's the story, right? So that's the thing that I'm understanding. If you're starting an autograph collection, and if it's something you're very passionate about, you're not just collecting an autograph; you're collecting the story, right? Because I remember
chasing yourself the guys. After you start chasing yourself the guys. Then after you can sit back and grab a few stuff from other people and you get them, right? Like, you know what I mean? I get rid of a lot of stuff because a lot of people come, I want this one, and I get rid of my stuff too.
And you have a website, right? If I'm not wrong, right? So everything, some of the stuff that you guys saw here on this could potentially be on the website that you run for... Right? Because you have so many of quantity. It's not even just quality, it's quantity. And I will definitely put it in the description below, the website. If you guys want to check out his autograph collection on there, it's crazy. And they're also for sale at a very reasonable price. I'll tag it in the bottom. But I think we're good here. Thank you so much for spending a good half an hour with us. you're definitely going to be back. I don't even want to say bye. This is the last time you're on the show. So you'll definitely be back because we have a lot to talk about. Wrestling, autograph fraud, and all this stuff. And I believe that that is it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching our first discussion on the channel. Our next discussion will probably be after our next opening, which is the WrestleMania cards that I found at Walmart. So make sure to look out for that video. I know you're excited about that one too. And our next discussion is a very special one as well. It's going to be with my friend that I've known for such a long time. We lived on the same street, Alex. And we're going to talk about a subject that NHL fans never want to hear. And it's going to be about the lockout and how it affected the fans. So, yeah. Rocco, once again, thank you so much for being on the channel. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, comment below, and like the video. Turn the notifications on if you haven't. And, of course, Sunday, which is Easter, we're going to be announcing... Look at this. He's showing off stuff as I'm talking. We're going to be announcing the winner of the Austin Matthews Game Used stick piece on TikTok. And also follow us there. Take care and have a wonderful night.